the historical background of the PDS. कहाँ से कहानी स्टार्ट हुई? Historical backgrounds. The story is starting from 1960, or I can say after the World War II. India was not sufficient at that time the food grains. So, but there was a requirement for these kind of the schemes, so people are not sleep hungry. So the government started the PDS system at that time. But the majorly dependence of this PDS system was on the imports, because India was not sufficient in food grains at that time. तो मोस्टली हम इंपोर्ट करते थे, उसके बाद हम पीडीएस लोगों को देते थे पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सिस्टम के थ्रू. When after this PDS, government established two organizations. First organization is Agriculture Cost Price. Now this organization is known as Commission of Agriculture Cost and Prices, CACP, and the Food Corporation of India. In 1970 approximately, the government established these organizations. And the main target is given to these organizations: you will procure food mostly from India. Means it is indirectly saying that India will going to increase its food production and you will procure mostly from India only, and we will not going to dependent on imports. So the major tasks are given to Agriculture Cost Price Commission and the Food Corporation of India. So they started doing their work. उन्होंने काम करना start किया. तो the government in 1970 के बाद, after running, they launched a scheme is known as Universal PDS. And the same time the Green Revolution चल रहा था. In between the same times, here the Universal PDS means that everybody in the country will get the free food grains. कोई भी हो, वो above poverty line हो, वो below poverty lines हो, they will get the free food grains. So in 1970 the government started this scheme, and this scheme continued till more than 20 years. In 1992 government come up with a new scheme, and the modification of this scheme is known as revamped PDS. Government changed the name of the schemes, and new scheme is known as revamped PDS. Here, how this revamped PDS is different from the universal PDS. Like in the universal PDS, we are giving grains to everyone, but there is no target fixed, no area fixed. They are not focusing on किसको हम दे रहे हैं. जो एरिया inaccessible है वहां पे ग्रेन जा रहा है कि नहीं जा रहा है. So in the revamped PDS, the government is targeting specific area like the hilly terrains where the food is inaccessible. So in 1992 the government come up with the revamped PDS schemes, and this scheme continued for the 5 years, and in approximately 1997 the government launched the final scheme TPDS, Targeted Public Distribution System. अब in the revamped PDS, they specifically government ने सब कुछ coverage कर लिया है. Everybody is getting the food grains in the country, but now they are lacking of कि target population को जा रहा है कि नहीं जा रहा है. Those who are suffered from hunger, they are getting the grains or not. तो इस केस में in the targeted PDS, the government divides the two categories. The one category is the above poverty line, and second category is below poverty line. So there is specific target on the below poverty line, so they can come above the poverty lines, and those people which are in between, on the boundary है, अगर उनको 2 दिन खाना मिला तो वो above है, नहीं तो below poverty line से. So now the government is specifically focusing on these kind of the target, and this is known as the target PDS.